Just make money. I don't know who needs to hear this, but this is what it all boils down to. As a young man, your only mission should be is to make as much money as humanly possible for yourself and for your future. Why? Because, bro, it buys your freedom. Money buys your freedom. Money buys your freedom. Capital buys your freedom. Your resume will not buy your freedom. What you studied, what you didn't study, you dropped out, you became a doctor, you became a PhD, that will not buy you your freedom and your time. But money will. This is why you have to be unapologetic about your focus about making as much money, right? Because at the end of the day, you know, like, bro, listen, like, if you're a young man and like, uh, you're starting out and whatever, right? You're going to be dandled around like a ping pong, right? You're going to be dandled around like a ping pong if you're poor, if you're broke, uh, because that's what the world loves to do. The world loves to dandle around somebody who doesn't have money, and they're going to tell you things that are, you know, things that are not to your benefit, man. Like they will tell you things that are really not to your benefit, bro. Like they will tell you stuff that are just out of the world, bro. They want to watch you suffer for crumbs for the rest of your life. And I do not want this for you. I don't want this for you, right? They want to see you suffer for crumbs for the rest of your lives, and they want to convince you that you're doing a good job doing so. They want you to, they want to sell you this a thing. They want you to feel proud about having a fancy job title that gives you like heart disease at fucking 30 years old or 35 years old. They want you to have this kind of you know stuff that really doesn't that's what's up, man. That's like that's what the whole world is about, right? So I like even if you decide to separate, right? Like you find the vehicle, you find something, right? And you pour in it, right? You will be attacked, and it's okay, bro. Like be attacked and smile while you're being attacked, right? Smile while you're getting all of this shit thrown at you, because you're going to be the one who will have the last laugh at the end of the day. You will be the one that will be smiling and laughing and free at the end of the day, right? So this is why, like, I'm telling you, like, I'm saying the truth in this challenge, in this channel, right? Like, I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you that you have to, like, do this so that you have a chance to get a high paying job and whatever. There is, bro, do you know there is a lot of invisible millionaires who made their millions from affiliate marketing, from e-commerce, from stuff like invisible vehicles online that we don't see, right? And then they can choose what to do with the amount that they make. They can, like, open their own factories, or they can open their stuff. Like, they're not gonna sit around and tell you, bro, because the whole point of this is to just win and fucking disappear, right? Like, you just have to win and disappear. Like, nobody cares, right? Nobody cares, like, if what happens, or the way that the whole trials and tribulations, right? Like, the whole point of life is to win and to disappear. That's it. That's what it all boils down to. It just boils down to you winning and disappearing. That's it. There is nothing to prove to anybody. There is nothing to prove to your parents, to your family, to the government, to this or that. There is absolutely nothing to prove. If you win, and when you win and you disappear, right, you get to live life on your own terms. You get to decide what you want to do. You get to decide, you know, what goes on. You don't get dangled around like a fucking ping pong for the rest of your life. That's enough of a reason. That is enough of a reason for you to, put in the work and the sacrifice, and get it at the end of the day, right? And that's like that. That's the only solution, man. That's the only solution. Like, that is the only option, right? That's the only option. Uh, you know, Instead of being humiliated and suffering for the rest of your life, you might as well compress the humiliation and the suffering, right? When you're in your peak health and when you're like young and everything, and handle all of this bullshit so that you can just be like, you know you can just enjoy your freedom later on. You can just have peace. You can have stability. You can have and you can just disappear, bro. You don't have to like you know dangle around all the time. And so yeah, that's why, like, that's what I'm telling you, bro. Like, that's the whole point of everything, right? And and yeah, like, you just have to move smart. You have to know what's going on, right? You have to know, like, you know how to move, right? And that's the whole point, man. That's the whole point. Life is short, bro. Life is short. It's not like, you're not, there's no point in fighting unnecessary battles and, like, doing whatever, right? Just disappear. And trust me, man, like, the biggest revenge is like living a happy life. Like, that's the biggest revenge you can have. There is nothing to prove to anybody. The biggest revenge you can ever have is you winning, and disappearing, and, like, having a happy life. That's it. You know? That's the only thing that matters at the end of the day. Alright?